What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So, as you can see on your screen right now, this is the shocking stoppage from Mayweather Promotions paid referee. I forgot the guy's name, but you best believe that cat always be in the video cornballing, particularly for Floyd fights. Floyd hasn't necessarily had robbery wins or weird looking ass wins, but that guy, I forgot his name, that referee, yeah, he was always doing Floyd fights. Now we know, before this Romero fight was put on, a few days before, they made it for the official World Championship. Again, weird. Rolly just got smoked in his last fight, has beat no one. But the guy he was fighting, Barroso, is old, and got no wins, worthwhile. Bear in mind, 140 used to be dominated by Terence Crawford, Josh Taylor. How do we go from that kind of quality? Even if you think, even Tiafimo was 135, but whoever you like, at 140. Even Danny Garcia from back in the day. How'd you go from that quality to Romero versus Barroso? I never heard of him. I only know Romero for being sent to Mars. Look at this guy, look. And listen, Barroso looks so old. And even as old as he is, he's still on his feet. And he's ducking and riding the shots. How can a man duck and ride the shots and be stopped? Now, Rolly was probably going to win the fight. Anyway. And Taylor, actually, no. It was round 9. It was round 9. Now, I think he probably would have got there eventually, but that's not the point. Whether someone's going to get there eventually, that's how it's meant to play out. Barroso wasn't battered. We've seen fighters a lot worse go on a lot longer than Barroso was. The guy was on his feet. In fact, Barroso scored a knockdown as well. Rolly's got no chin. How can you give a W to a man with no chin, knowing at any point his chin might just give up on him and his eyes will roll in the back of his head again, like he did against Tank? Barroso's 40-year-old looking ass put the guy down. And the referee 100% was paid off. That's what this was. I mean, look, boom. Classic shot. Romero comes straight back in the line and got popped in his chops. He's on the floor. He got no chin. Absolutely no chin he has. Yeah? And this Barroso guy was holding the shots. That knockdown really was a push we've just seen there. 100%. And when you consider the man's 40-year-old and shot worn, he was doing well for what it's worth. Romero never... these new age guys, man. Romero, Tiafimo, both of them have been put down recently in their last fights. Look at him. Just look at Romero just slapping away. There's no way you can win a fight by a stoppage missing... Look at him missing the target. It's a push. That's a push. Romero didn't even land any shots in that exchange just there. He weren't landing. They was grazing shots. Shocking. Anyway, Ryan Garcia's come out and said, wow, that was dirty. Way too early. I have to agree. Bottom line. Now, Romero's come out, obviously, big friending. These two are friends. Ryan Garcia was posted up at the Romero versus Tank fight, betting 25 bags on Romero to win against Errol Spence, and obviously he got smoked. But now, as often happens, money speaks louder than anything else. And Romero knows, listen, man, Romero don't want to fight. Let's think of some good dudes at 140. Well, even at one, I'm trying to think. That's a problem. That's why Rolly got a belt. 140 is looking kind of empty right now. I don't know why did they strip Josh Taylor for? Why did they strip him for to give it to Rolly? Do you know what I'm saying? But either way, at 140 you've got up and coming O'Hara Davis, Jack Catterall, even Josh Taylor is still knocking about. God forbid when, obviously, Haney ain't going to knock no one out, but if Haney can move up, if I was Haney, I guess, yeah. Haney, 140 is sweet, man. Super sweet. So, it's wide open, but the point I'm making is, from Rolly's point of view, he's nicked a belt. If you've nicked a belt in that fashion, going life and death for a 40-year-old man, Barroso, with all due respect, looked like a zombie. Yeah, he looked like an Egyptian mummy. Fresh out of ancient Egypt. Fresh out of one of them pyramids. That's how he looked. I'm going to be real with you. He literally looked like he'd been mummified. Like this. He's all sucked in. Old. That is the definition. When you lose the... What's the word? When you lose the plump in your cheeks, yeah. That's old. Plus your weight cutting as well. Come on now. It's not meant to be. You're not meant to be doing that. 41-year-old weight cutting and whatever else. He looked dead in the fight, and still he popped Romero in his chops. Anyway, the point I'm making is, Romero knows he ain't going nowhere. Yeah, so friends or no friends, he knows the Ryan Garcia fight does good numbers, and really that'll be his last cash out fight. Ryan Garcia at 140 will smoke Rolly all the way to Mars, as long as you don't quit again. But Romero don't hit hard enough. Yeah, if Romero can't get out of weight drain, sucked in, mummified Barroso, he ain't gonna do nothing with Ryan at 140. Ryan will light this guy up like a Christmas tree. I actually think it's a nice play for what it's worth, because Ryan can then have a belt at 140 and then say to Tank, you ain't got a belt. Oops, he hasn't. Tank has not got a belt at 135. This can be Ryan's way to get back properly, or try to. Yeah, rest your rib up, go and take Rolly's cheeks and his belt, and then say to Tank, if you want a real world championship, someone you haven't had for 10 years, come fight me. I think it makes perfect sense. So I like the fact that Romero's calling out Ryan. It's a bit of a corny move, because he knows, but listen, if you've just gone 9 rounds and had to be saved by Floyd Mayweather Promotions referee, you best be calling out Ryan Garcia, because you know Rolly got a good payday against Tank, and he'll get a final one against Garcia. That's his shtick. 2 good paydays, and then maybe he might even be able to get a kind of a Teofimo Lopez filler fight. Lopez versus Romero, after Ryan Garcia's had to go on Romero, will be like the battle of who has no chin left. Yeah? Because we saw Teofimo, he ain't got no chin left at all. He going down, he jump on the floor as well. Same as Romero. Romero and Teofimo, they have very similar chins. There's nothing there. Nothing left. Not even a bit left. And I'm telling you now, Ryan Garcia will smoke Romero. As much as I don't like what he did against Tank, yeah, his hands are too quick. Romero is so sloppy as well. To be fair to Ryan, he was doing well. Too aggressive, but he was doing well until he wasn't. It wasn't like Tank was hitting him all over the place. He actually tied his defense up as well. Romero's he got no chance. But anyway, shocking corruption. That guy paid off. I mean, it's shocking. Absolutely shocking. And some people can say, well, YB, the guy's a mummified. The guy's a mummy, so they stopped it. Listen, if a guy's a mummy, don't sanction it, number 1. And number 2, definitely don't sanction it for a world championship belt. Makes boxing look bad. If you're worried about a guy being a mummy, don't make the fight. And if you do make the fight, don't be jumping in, we got to jump in. Don't make it. It makes the sport look tacky. If you can pick up a Super World Championship title, yeah, just by beating up some old mummy, man, or not even beating him up, but the referee jumping in, what are we doing here? Shocking. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, and let off the bell 100%.